Reverend Don Lewis, coming to you from beautiful Florida. And today our question comes to us from Magenta. And Magenta has a question about energy, and her question is this: is it wrong to leech energy from other people? And I'm sure the vast majority of viewers of this vlog have just said, "Oh my God, yes, it's terrible, how could you do such a thing?" Whereas I'm going to say, what do you mean by leech energy from other people? Luckily, Magenta, being no stranger to this vlog question-asking business, has thoughtfully provided us with the answer to that before I even need to ask. And she talks in her email about feeling energized by being around people. She references crowds, she mentions sexuality as being like a battery that recharges both partners, and she also talks about other ways in which she experiences these same feelings through sunshine, through being around fire, etc. So, this is what I have to say to the question. And the first thing I would say is that all things that exist are made from energy. And all things that are made from energy are constantly in motion and constantly in exchange. And they're very often either taking in energy or putting off energy, and frequently doing both at once. And this is true for people as for everything else. So in the normal course of life, people are constantly putting off energy. That's one of the reasons, although not the only reason, but one of the reasons we're always cleansing energy. Because part of what makes so-called negative energy is all this energy people are putting out that's carrying parts of their emotions in it, and is carrying their worries and their concerns, or even their hopes and fears, and muddying the ambient energy with all of these divergent energies that make it difficult to focus that energy. So that energy is constantly being put off. And this is one of the reasons people have such divergent reactions to being in a crowd. Some people feel truly energized by it, some people feel drained by it, some people are frightened by it, but they're picking up the energy from all those other people. And of course it affects them in different ways. So to the question, is it wrong to draw energy from other people? Well, I've got news for you. You're doing it all the time. It's very rare and not necessarily good if you're not doing that. Because in the normal course of events, people exchange energy constantly. But the thing that's important about this is that the energy that you want to take in is the energy that they have naturally put off, not the energy they have not. And this would be the difference between what people commonly call energetic vampires versus simply picking up energy from things around you. So, assuming that when Magenta says, is it wrong to leech energy from other people, what she really means is, I'm energized by being around the energy other people are putting off, and is there anything wrong with that? Well, no, there's not. Now, if you're sticking a straw in them and sucking their energy, that's an entirely different matter. And generally speaking, that would be wrong. However, if what you're talking about, again, is the energy that they have put off into the ambient energy of the universe, well, you know, that's not really their energy anymore, even though it's come from them. And when lots of people are together, they raise the energy just by virtue of being together, and everyone who's there is going to be absorbing some of that, and they'll all be sharing energy. This is natural. In sexuality, as Magenta has mentioned it, for most people is like a battery, and you come away from it very recharged, both partners. And this is the whole basis of sexual tantric mysteries. Learning to work with that energy intentionally and consciously, and it's very powerful. And so what I would say is that we're always picking up energy this way from other people. We're always picking it up from the elements, from sun, from fire, from water, etc. And there's nothing unusual or unnatural about that. Again, if what you're talking about is sticking a psychic straw in them and sucking their energy out, that's a whole other matter. But if we're talking about the energy they have naturally put off, there's nothing wrong with that at all. In fact, it's a natural part of life. You know, I always say that people are doing magic and psychic work constantly in an unconscious way, and this is one of the examples of how that takes place. Everyone is picking up energy this way, whether they're conscious of it or not. So that would be my take on the subject. I hope you find it helpful, and until next time, may you blessed be. But remember, no straws. Pray for peace. Pray for love. Pray for stability. Pray for the nation where you live. Pray for the world. Hello, this is Reverend Don Lewis, and did you know that I'm also a psychic reader? For over 30 years, I have been a psychic reader specializing in tarot and clairvoyance, and if you would like a reading with me, you can set one up either by phone or by email by contacting me at donlewishp@aol.com. And until next time, may you blessed be.